I'm Samantha Hoover.
And I'm Nick Birnie.
Coming up on Ignite News, we take a look at how Mohawk celebrates International Women's Day.
As well, do you know the difference between dynamic and static stretches? Well, we'll have more on that coming up in today's show.
Stay tuned.
I'm Liam Graham, and coming up in sports, Canada's national women's soccer team has took home the Algarve Cup in Portugal.
I'm Alex Turner, and coming up on entertainment, I'll tell you why a Pawn Stars personality won't be haggling for deals anytime soon.
Mother Nature has blessed us by taking away the snow, but she will be delivering a wet one throughout the month. I'm Assam with the weather. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Ignite News. I'm Samantha Hoover.
And I'm Nick Birnie. Here's what's making news. A fire that broke out at a former Hells Angels clubhouse on Gage Avenue early yesterday morning caused $75,000 in damages. Now, no one was injured, and officials say it was started as an electrical fire. The Hells Angels were the former renters and were evicted as of January the 28th.
Flames were seen at the Millard Air Hangar hours after Hamilton man Tim Bosma disappeared, according to forensic video analyst Michael Plaxton. It was part of security camera footage in the Crown's case against Dylan Millard and Mark Smitch. Bosma left his home in May of 2013 to take two men on a test drive of a truck he was selling on Kijiji. The Crown alleges he was shot inside his truck and his body was incinerated. Millard and Smitch have both pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder in the death of Bosma. The trial continues at the Ontario Superior Court today.
Plenty of activities are going on this weekend in and around Hamilton. Let's hear from B. Logan for this week's community calendar.
I'm Bidama Logan, and this is your community calendar. This Saturday, March 19th, the Mindfulness Meditation event takes place at the Sarah Manilow International Meditation Center. Looking for a place to celebrate baby's first Easter? There will be a special day with the Easter Bunny at the Eastgate Square on Saturday, March 19th. This March break, the Maple Festival is taking place in Roxton, Ontario. On Sunday, March 20th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Westfield Heritage Village. And that's your community calendar for this week.
The Feast for St. Joseph's is a celebration of Italian culture and cuisine. In Hamilton, it's a time when restaurants come together and support St. Joseph's Hospital.
The Feast for St. Joseph's Hospital is in full swing at Claudio's restaurant. Claudio Andreas, the owner of the restaurant, has participated in the event for 3 years in a row.
We wanted to bring uniqueness to an Italian cuisine with, natural, traditional ingredients and traditional recipes from my part of Italy, which is Rome.
Claudio's restaurant received the award for Macchio Ospitalità recognition from the Italian Chambers of Commerce.
We love the city. We moved to Hamilton maybe about 10 years ago. This opportunity came up and I love this location and I love the city. So here, as I said, here we are now.
Chef Christine is proud to give back to the Hamilton community through St. Joseph's Hospital.
We were approached by St. Joseph's a couple of years ago. This is our third year involved with the Feast of St. Joseph's, and to be part of this wonderful organization of raising money by donating 10% of our total food sales. And we do it happily for two reasons. Giving back to the community of Hamilton. St. Joe's is an awesome hospital and has helped a lot of people. And Hamilton's helped us in many ways, so we did want to respond in that in kind. And also with my husband going through health issues, St. Joseph's has been wonderful with him.
And I think it's the right thing to give back to the community, whatever you can do to help, especially such a worthy cause as St. Joseph's Hospital.
The Feast for St. Joseph's runs until March 19th. For more info, visit stjosephfoundation.ca/feast. For Ignite News, I'm Bidabin Logan.
Every March 8th, International Women's Day is celebrated around the world. Mohawk College is no different, and they did not fail to amaze their students. Let's take a look.
On International Women's Day, Mohawk College students lined up to take a photo in support of a woman who inspires them. Susan Prestige, the organizer of International Women's Day celebration at Mohawk College, explained why we still need a day to celebrate women and girls.
We start organizing it actually in the fall, aiming for Tuesday, March 8th, which is International Women's Day around the world. I know that there are some guys walking around going, why can't we have International Men's Day? But when I say to them, okay, your mother or your wife or your sister has a job and your best friend's got a job, but he's a male, but your sister or your mother's getting paid 50% less. Do you think that's fair? And suddenly it brings it home. Well, I would say politically, from an educational point of view and financially, we have a long way to go for women.
Although some people are skeptical about International Women's Day, Ignite News asked Mohawk College students what it meant to them and why it's still important.
I believe that it's important that we reflect on the accomplishments that we've had, but also it's important to remember that we still have a long way to go. Things aren't necessarily completely at where they should be right now. I think we still need to work towards inclusiveness within all fields.
International Women's Day to me means reflecting on the women who have paved the way for advancements we have and the things that we have available to us as women. And it also gives me hope for continuing advancements for women's rights. International Women's Day is important to me because I was raised by a single mother. I have a lot of strong women in my family, and I just think of them today, and I hope that I can be as great as they are.
The next time you see a woman who inspires you, let her know. For Ignite News, I'm Madison Fitzpatrick.
Nature has thrown us an early spring over the past couple of days. Let's go to Assam Malahi for our weather report.
The snow is finally melting, but Mother Nature is throwing us another curveball. However, this March is said to be much warmer compared to the last year. Temperatures around Ontario hover between 9 and 12 degrees. All throughout the Ontario region, we will be expecting a cloudy day and some rain, but don't let the weather bring you down. This evening in Hamilton will remain the same with cloud and rain. Overnight, we'll be expecting the rain to stop, but we will still have plenty of cloud cover. The clouds will clear by tomorrow morning with the rays of sun beaming down upon us, but the temperature will drop to 3 degrees. For the 5-day forecast, we'll be expecting this Friday to be mostly sunny with a high of 11 degrees and a low of 1. If you're a runner, break out your shorts and t-shirts and enjoy the great weekend weather. Saturday we'll be expecting sunny as well with a high of 16 and a low of 6. Another beautiful day, but be prepared to have an umbrella ready for the next 3 days. Sunday will be cloudy with a high chance of rain showers. The temperatures will be a high of 9 degrees and a low of 7. Monday will still be cloudy with a chance of rain. The temperature will be a high of 14 and a low of 9. We can expect the same weather conditions for Tuesday with the temperature rising to 16 with a low of 9. That's it for weather. Now let's throw it over to Liam Graham with the news sports update.
The ongoing story of rape allegations laid against Chicago Blackhawks player Patrick Kane have been deemed unfounded by the NHL. New York's Erie County District Attorney stated that after a 3-month investigation, the physical and forensic evidence was contradictory. The complainant had claimed that she was raped last August 2nd at Kane's off-season home in Buffalo. Kane met with the NHL commissioner on Monday in New York City for the league's final stage of review. Canada's women's soccer team have won the Algarve Cup in Portugal. The victory came last Wednesday against Brazil with a score of 2-1. The team made history that day as it was the first time ever that Canada had won the cup, as well as the first time Canada has ever had a top 3 finish at the tournament. The team considers the Algarve Cup the first step on their road to the Rio Olympics, where they are determined to better their bronze medal from the London Olympics in 2012. Norway's alpine skiing champion Askell Lund Svindal has been out of competition since receiving a knee injury back in January. Despite his leave, he remains at the top of the World Cup's downhill standing with 436 points. His rank could change this weekend in Norway, however, as other adept skiers are catching up to his dominant lead. Italy's Peter Phil is the closest contender, being only 26 points behind with 410 in total. Norway is the second last World Cup event of the season. The final event will be held in St. Moritz, Switzerland from March 12th to the 20th. Women's tennis player Maria Sharapova has been found guilty of willful negligence for using the drug meldonium. Meldonium is a drug manufactured to treat heart conditions and improve stamina, and it was added to the World Anti-Doping Agency's banned substance list January 1st. World Anti-Doping Agency President Dick Pound says that Sharapova could face up to a 4-year ban unless she can prove mitigating circumstances for using the drug. Mohawk College Athletics has a proud tradition of winning both provincial and national titles. This year is no exception. This time it is one of our men's teams who are competing for a gold medal. Mohawk's varsity men's volleyball team is heading to BC for the CCAA Championships. After earning silver at the OCAA against the Fanshawe Falcons, Mountaineers coach Matthew Schnarr is optimistic going into the tournament.
We would love to win the gold medal. That's what we're there for. Our focus is to leave with some sort of hardware as we've been there. We were there 2 years ago and we ended up finishing 5th, so we're just looking for some sort of medal. The gold is obviously the one we're shooting for, but we would love to make that final match and get a medal at any point.
Good luck to our Mountaineers. Now back to the news desk.
Best of luck to the men's volleyball team going forward in the CCAAs. Other sports news being made at Mohawk College currently. The Mohawk men's basketball team finished second in the OCAAs before heading out to their CCAAs. Well, we caught up with veteran Jeff Hunt. Let's take a look.
I'm Jeff Hunt, number 23 on the Mohawk men's varsity basketball team. I first started playing basketball when I was 4 years old in a co-ed league with my sister, just on Sunday mornings, and it kind of grew from there. My strengths as a player would be rebounding, defense, and shooting. I've always been the energy or hustle player, and this year I've turned into more of a versatile role, scoring, passing, and offensive-wise. School this weekend will just be getting everybody to stay focused, keeping hydrated, because once you're in the gym on the final game of every day, the gym gets really hot and everybody dehydrates, so just keeping everybody focused and mentally prepared will be the toughest challenge. The team that I'm on now this year in my final year is different than any other team I've actually ever been on at Mohawk. At the start of the year, we would have not expected to go undefeated our first semester, which is the first time I've managed to do that in 5 years. And we've had a lot of talent on the teams I've been on. We've had Fennel, Andrew Sicatini, Taylor Dohanik, Matt Savell, Manny Aminu, guys that I've played with that have been superstars. And this team's a little different. We don't really have a superstar. It's more one team working together, which is kind of, I think, the best thing for us. And this is probably the team that I've wanted to win with the most, because there's no true superstar and it's going to be a whole unit that's going to end up doing it.
Now let's go to the Hamilton-Burlington SPCA to get the scoop on some of Hamilton's adoptable pets.
Hey, we're back. It's me, Pam, at the SPCA, and I have my little buddy Buster with me. Guinea pigs are awesome pets. You know, they can live anywhere from 5 to 9 years. What's really important is that we keep them clean, we keep them healthy, and we do our preventatives. Preventatives mean proper food, proper diet, exercise, and going to the vet at least once a year for an overall checkup of their teeth and how they're doing, you know, making sure their nails are trimmed. Keeping them clean is really important too. They can get really smelly, and then that can be very disturbing, and then people don't want them anymore. We want you to keep your pig for its life expectancy. So if you're interested in adopting a little pig like this guy Buster here, then come up and visit him. I'm sure you'll fall in love just like I did. Hey, look, we didn't name him. Bigwig is his name. Sometimes people have good intentions and they invest in a pet and it doesn't work out. Well, they did the right thing. They brought their pet to us. And now our job is to find that new forever home for Bigwig. Knowing about rabbits and educating yourself is so very important. They make fabulous pets. We can litter box train them, but again, we need to make sure that the wellness is there and doing preventions with all of our animals, no matter what. We need to have a veterinarian because that's who they're going to spend the rest of their lives with. So vetting your pet is really, really important. Knowing all the different things that you can do to physically and mentally stimulate your bunny is important too. They don't just want to sit in a cage all day. So if a bunny's a pet for you, maybe you want to come up and check out this beautiful girl, Bigwig, and maybe find a new name for her too.
Bigwig, I think everyone could use one of those. On a more serious note, Tory MP Cheryl Gallon is under immense fire for using the image of slain soldier Nathan Cirillo to sell Easter hams. The soldier's image being used to up sales is being seen as a horrific error on the part of the Conservative MP. Cirillo's family has not made a public response yet, but there's been quite an outrage over social media considering the matter.
A Canada-wide warrant has been issued for Malcolm Edwards following an incident at a Niagara Falls strip club last month. Investigators say a man fired several rounds in the club's parking lot and fled the scene. Victims were targeted, but there are no confirmed injuries. The 23-year-old has been charged with 3 counts of attempted murder and numerous firearms offenses. Edwards is considered armed and dangerous and shouldn't be approached by the public.
So, what do popsicle sticks, glue, scholarships all have in common? Well, Samantha Hoover has the story.
The 29th annual Popsicle Bridge Building Competition is approaching fast at Mohawk College. Building and Construction Sciences Coordinator Matt Shelley talks more about why the competition is important to students.
So I got involved first as a student building bridges during my 3 years in the civil program. I've since been involved as a staff member in the 10 years I've been here as staff. I've been technical director for the program first, and then ultimately taking over the lead coordinator. And this is now the 29th year this competition has run, and certainly the success comes from the great support we have from our sponsors. What we actually call the entire competition is Techno Challenge. Techno Challenge involves the bridge building competition as the primary event, but we also have a AutoCAD competition, a Lego robots competition, and catapult competition, among other competitions going on all at the same time. And what our students are asked to do is construct a bridge made of popsicle sticks and LePage's white glue. They have a very strict rule sheet that tells them the dimensions and the sizes they can build them, but ultimately the design and what they build is up to them. Their ultimate goal is to build the most efficient structure. We actually take the load at failure, divide it by the weight of the bridge to come up with a performance rating. With over $11,000 worth of prizes in our college competition alone last year, and a top prize of $3,000, it's certainly worth playing for. It is part of some of our projects in our classes as well, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, we make it the most amount of fun, and it's a chance for our students to shine.
The popsicle competition is being held on March 30th. For Ignite News, I'm Samantha Hoover.
An Ontario couple are now standing trial for the murder of a Mississauga family. Melissa Merritt and Christopher Frattore are on trial for the murders of 41-year-old Caleb Harrison and his parents Bridget and William Harrison, done between 2009 to 2013. The two escaped to Nova Scotia following the presumed murder of Caleb, but are now being brought back to Brampton in order to stand trial.
The Brampton man accused of driving a dump truck into the Burlington Skyway Bridge in 2014 had an illegal blood alcohol limit of .226 according to the OPP. That's almost 3 times the legal limit. Sukhvinder Rai has pleaded not guilty to charges of impaired driving, driving over the limit, dangerous driving, and mischief endangering life.
Now let's hear from Alex Turner for our update in the entertainment world. Alex?
Well, Pawn Stars personality Chum Lee won't be haggling for any goods anytime soon. following his arrest in Las Vegas late Wednesday night. The 33-year-old reality star was booked on felony weapon and drug charges after police served a search warrant for a sexual assault investigation. Police found methamphetamine, marijuana, and at least one gun at the star's Southwest Las Vegas home. Chumlee is facing 19 drug charges and 1 weapons charge. His bail is set at $62,000. Justin Bieber has found himself in hot water again, following a drink and dash in a Seattle bar. The What Do You Mean singer kicked off his tour in Seattle on Wednesday and hit up the whiskey bar with a bunch of friends for a round of shots. The Biebs bailed on the $130 bar tab after the heated exchange with a fan almost turned violent. Bieber's bodyguards were supposed to pay, but left because of all the commotion. Bieber has since settled the tab with the bar. And legendary rock band AC/DC's Long Way to the Top might be coming to an end. The band's frontman, Brian Johnson, has been advised by doctors to stop touring immediately if he wants to keep his hearing. The band is rescheduling the 10 remaining dates of their Rocker Bus tour with a new lead singer, including a stop at Buffalo's first Niagara Center. Johnson has been AC/DC's singer since 1980 when he recorded Back in Black, the second best-selling album of all time, right behind Michael Jackson's Thriller. Well, you may not be about to rock, but Brian, we salute you. Now, back to the news desk.
This week, we talked to Ubaldo Garcia from the Department of Justice and Wellness to discuss the benefits and differences between dynamic and static stretches. Let's take a look at this week's Fit Tips.
My name is Ubaldo, second semester health, wellness, and fitness student. Essentially today, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of dynamic stretching and why we really encourage everyone, regardless of what type of routine, exercise, or sport you do. It's very important to take the time to warm up your body, engage all the muscles you're going to use during that activity, whichever that may be. So some of the stretching you do before your workout, you could do simple as running about a short distance, high knees, right, back kicks, good old-fashioned jumping jacks, right, jumping on a rope. You want to engage those joints, engage those muscles, so when you're actually working out and doing that activity, you are going to minimize the risk of injury, and you'll be able to perform better as well. At the end of your exercise, right, at the end of your routine or sport, it's always ideal to take your body through more of a static stretching. We really don't recommend doing static stretching at the start of your exercise, just because it's just like in any vehicle. You don't want to start your vehicle cold, right, and just push it to its limits. You want to warm it up to begin with. You want to do the dynamic stretching first, after you've done your activity.
A Milton garbage man is in trouble today for trying to sneak an extra little addition to his garbage truck: snow. The region pays Miller Waste Systems for its services by the ton, so an obvious incentive for these Miller employees who choose to load their truck with snow Tuesday in hopes of an increased pay raise from their increased pay load. However, all they ended up receiving is an increase in problems.
Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger is setting up an advisory committee to resettle Syrian refugees. Eisenberger says Hamilton has received almost 1,000 government-assisted refugees between December and March. The City Council voted in favor of the advisory committee due to the lack of agencies helping with resettlement. The mayor will be working on a terms of reference for the next committee meeting in April.
No U.S. presidential election has created so much attention internationally as this year's election, and that's because of one man, Donald Trump. Ignite News reporter Amelia Jaggard asked Mohawk College students about how they feel about a potential Trump presidency.
I think he's not gonna do that much for the America and Canada also, and for all over the world. Actually, everyone is dependent on America, so I don't think he can do much.
I feel it's pretty unacceptable. I feel like the way he's treating people is pretty like ignorant and rude, and I think it's definitely like a huge violation of human rights.
They're probably gonna go downhill, and it's probably not gonna work out well.
It's definitely a change for America, I think, but like overall, I think he's probably the worst candidate, but I'd take him over Hillary Clinton for sure.
Interested in purchasing a new camera? Say no more. Let's go over to Henry's for this week's gear guide.
Hello, I'm Peter, and today we're at Henry's in Ancaster. This is the Sony RX10 Mark II. Its exciting key feature is it's a 24mm to 200mm zoom that stays at a constant f2.8 aperture. So as I zoom in, I'm not losing any light as I zoom in closer. And it has a tilt screen on the back, a reasonably good viewfinder. It's a 1-inch sensor on this one, 20 megapixel, 4K video on the RX10 Mark II, and also 1080 at 60p. What is interesting about this one is one of the best at doing slow motion video. It can actually film at 960 frames a second at 1080, and then that converts a 2-second long recording into over 80 seconds, almost 90 seconds of playback. So again, for a B-roll camera or a C-roll camera, I even have professional video people coming in, buying the RX10 Mark II for that, and because of all its unique features, it does have a slightly higher price point at $15.99. Thank you very much.
Gerard Butler's latest film, London Has Fallen, has quickly descended into theaters and into our week's movie review.
Hell of a presidential race, sir. Every day the same damn joke. What the hell they make you out of? Bourbon and poor choices.
Hey, welcome back to Ignite News Movie Review. I'm Tristan Marks.
And I'm John Passion. This week we saw London Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart.
And Morgan Freeman.
What's wrong? Nothing. Bugs the hell out of me.
Terror strikes the heart of London, and it's up to Gerard Butler as Mike Banning to save the president again, this time before it's too late.
If he's not fast, the terrorists will execute the president live, publicly. So Tristan, what did you think about the movie?
You know what? It was silly, it was cheesy, highly unrealistic, but I think it's an excellent addition to the long tradition of action hero movies, and we need more action heroes like Gerard Butler.
I agree. I didn't think I would like this movie. I went in with low expectations, but I was really won over by Gerard Butler's character. He joyfully kills terrorists, and he's unapologetic about having to kill these criminals.
Yeah, he took a lot of joy in killing people. A bit too much for my taste, but you know what? That's a nice throwback to someone like Rambo.
Yeah, well, you should have brought more men.
The main draw of the movie was the action. They're being fired at by terrorists, explosions going off left and right, and it looks seamless and it looks great. It's very fun. So Tristan, what do you give the movie?
You know what? I give London Has Fallen 3 adrenaline-filled explosions out of 5.
Well, I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm going to give it 4 adrenaline-fueled explosions out of 5. That's it for this week on Ignite News Movie Review. I'm John Passion.
And I'm Tristan Marks. See you next time.
Brace for impact. Oh my God.
Are you a big comic book fan? Well, you're in luck, because we took a look at what's new this week at Big B Comics.
This week we're taking a peek at all the new product at Big B Comics, all the stuff that's hot, popular, and sure to scratch your geek needs. This week we got tons of awesome new products coming into the shop, so let's take a peek at some of the stuff. Some of the most exciting pops coming out this month are actually from the new Batman vs Superman film coming out at the end of March. So right now all we have are Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but they're also releasing pops for Batman and Superman in the armored style. So those are also very exciting pops to be hitting the shelves. On the comic side of things, your big one from Marvel is X-Men Worst X-Man Ever. It's written by Max Bemis, who's the lead singer of the rock band Say Anything, and it's also drawn by a local artist named Michael Walsh. It's a more fun product as well. We have the new Doctor Who coloring book. You know, coloring books are becoming very prominent amongst older teens, even your young adults. It seems a very relaxing way to spend your time. And now any Whovian can color in all kinds of wacky TARDIS designs. And for some of your younger readers, the next volume of the very popular series Amulet has come out. For people who don't know Amulet, it's all about a young girl and her brother who go on this fantastic journey to try and save their mother. They move into this new home following tragedy that strikes them. They discover an amulet, and from there, they're just whisked into this very fantastic world. If you're looking for anything new in the comic book world, you know, whatever kind of geek culture you're into, Big B Comics has it, so come on down.
Well, that's all for Ignite News today. For more news coverage, check us out at our website at ignitenews.ca or follow us on Twitter at Ignite Online. I'm Samantha Hoover.
And I'm Nick Birnie. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.